next election. That is why for years we get Congress to come. So and then the Ghana Alternative Party omodo omonto mabeden abeboy ase and yonko enti ene wase medam wase.
Is there any question?
The chunk number of youth that we have in this country, majority are in dismay. The salary that we pick in most of the jobs that we do are totally insignificant. If you go to our villages, people who wail, suffer, and even struggle for 3 square meal, it's a burden. And we have assured the youth that we have started a discussion with about 750 international companies who are ready to come into this country to transform this economy for us. So we are no longer going to capitalize on importation. Certain things that we do import into this country are no more going to be done. So as we bring these companies to come into this country, they are going to help reduce the unemployment rate. Every young folk in this country is so anxious to get something to do. Let's take one commodity like a vehicle. You and I know that it will be very difficult for Ghana to manufacture its own vehicle, but we still have to acknowledge Apostle Safo. Still, if you buy a brand new vehicle, the accessories for the car alone, like the car tire, the battery, the engine oil, our resources in this country can manufacture car tire because it has been done before. We once had a company in this country that used to produce vehicle tires. Don't you think if we have to revamp this, it is rather going to create jobs for us and also export it? So, based on these messages and others, for instance, car battery, if you have a car, probably every 6 months or even 1 year, you need to change the battery. And we keep importing battery. But sulfuric acid is found in this country. Lead that we use to mold the battery poles, they are also found in this country. But we do this exploration of the minerals and export them and import them back. We train our lawyers, our engineers, our agriculturalists. Then they travel outside the country to go and work for the white man. And then we go back to beg and bring the money. So the general advocacy to the youth has sunk deep into their minds that this election is not about money, using the money to induce somebody. It's not about using convoy to induce somebody. It's not about using personal resources to influence somebody, but a political party or an alliance that will think about the future of this country. A political party that resonates or that can interpret the cries of the people from the hinterland. Let me say this on record. We don't have the money to share like the bigger MPP and NDC. But time has come that ordinary Ghanaian is no longer interested in putting money in a matches box. Because when you pick this money for this election, you have sold your destiny for another 4 years to come. It has been done over and over. And they have an evidence to this fact that during the election time, people will bring in convoy to deceive people. People will be attending funerals. Executive officers will be coming funerals to pay homages, huge sums of money to convince or even to sympathize with the bereaved as if they are with them. They are not with them. So that attitude has now come to stay, that with the Alliance of Ghana Alternative Party and the NLC, we are very poised and confident in our belief that every young folk who really understands the core mandate of this alliance and our message would definitely vote for us coming December 2024 general elections. Before I even land with this explanation, let me break it down to key. Or say a bad day now to Abamaye. Or mine mu ayashi a Jumani or minum. Na Juma any or minum no a boapayo be the nipabi emma a Jumani mao minum. And I mean you see one example, say ya share your resources I owe your minua. Ye two near mana near side and the court amanone. Ye de ko amanone a eye menum ye nuanum bi na sa full plane e kokoye sa adwuma no ye tu crude oil na se de ko a ye nuanum bi na sa full wiem hye de kokoye adwuma no na ye kokrafo na sa kokra de aba back se mfam ye ka mu basa ne ma ne ye de ko no ye ne enwumakuo bi atena se ye ba aba mu a ye mfa ne ma no enko ne raw state bio ye be process wa so they will come on beba. No, my baby set companies across the country because raw materials na hand work. And almost set industries now. You fast almost every district you have a lot of factories a bit running. And you know that this our 24-hour economy Ghana Alternative Party. Let me put it on record. Since 2 years ago when I started here, and we are in the year 24-hour economy and na ye dey ba say industries are dey omo ebeba no dey be work in fact omo be ye adwuma ama ye be running triple shift enti say bonsa tie and I was bia ye revamp na ye nua rubber e wo ho na ye started tie production a ye be yes our company no enti accident e cause kra wo ye man obi say onya sika nto fresh tie. Meanwhile, tie no ye the rubber na ye dua rubber no. Enti adwuma ye nye ba be create adwuma no. Na ye nyai MPP ni NDC no. But sika de ye ni bi. Enti se eye obi adwene se omo V8 wen, omo convoy wen, abrosan be no mosi. Enu nti ne ento aba momo a. Then you are lying. Ye ma me kire abrosan bi, ye ma me kire convoy bi, ye ma me bie billions of dollars bi so nkire. We are coming to introduce our potentials and transform this country.
In the previous last 2 weeks or some few months ago, outlining the vision of the NLC, the foundation of this country, so we have more banks. Singapore population less than 10 million, almost 367 banks. A population of about 45 million. We should have more banks, media banks. Anna, you were here. Yeah. So we've done that today. And besides that, revamping or reminding people why we broke away from the NDC to form another party. NLC, National Executive, all our structures, constituency, formal NDC members, NDP. And NDC belongs to your founder. NLC founder, Jerry Joe Rollins, NDC, NDP, so it's the same. Every just that a suit and a bino and a different. Then she represented the real replica or the real ideology or the real reason why yeti NDC or Madirelia. It was a Sakwadape at the Coquaria yesterday, Damana Chireno. And as a few papa fears who could sue there, Papa Fia Yede. Emgu name was so catch the papa say a chance way and you know me free fee no your brother way so why they to no fantin a free fee honor papa my sikakras yam kodidia or my bintin if you are caught in a bra penny honor so nana sich no the Airbus scandal no okay with the Airbus scandal and I think that I first of all want to congratulate my big brother John Dramani Mahama that I believe in the rule of law. I believe that when any arm of judicial system in our country here gives a verdict or comes with a decision, I may accept it, I may not like it, I may not stand by it, but I have to accept it in the interest of moving this country forward. People have the right to punch holes or to ask questions, just as my grandfather, Martin Hamidou, former Attorney General, I saw a write-up or thesis that he thinks why wasn't the Airbus company being invited or also investigated or to say the side of a story, and then the famous in his own capacity to let his lawyers file something for the Airbus companies to come, force them. He can subpoena them to voluntarily release whatever information that everybody on his side to add sugar to the honey that he already has. If we say Krum Hano, institutions are court edi asem asem na asem ne ba no me pese me twi congratulation ni tirinkwa me bona ba so ni tirinkwa se wonya ne ho atete na emomo de yesi ade bi ya chichiri po bi ya so no yesane nkobu bi se epo na ya chichiri ni ye because se why investigate why empese mu a almost person who say company ne moma omoton ehemade ne de ma Ghana no omo de so katahihye bi wo ma omo tue sika bi 3 million euro bi no adena special prosecutor one investigate omo and I me free say me bo me bra abaso say ni tiri nkwan me free say sanka me yo no so a me ankasa metu na mo ne me lawyers na ma court akosipina the company now omo provide the Airbus and say voluntarily adie bi a me no mo aye bi a mo releasing from Ghana for mon fambra voluntarily non free press conference na your friend is saying your friend bibi say email brony email na omo ne Airbus for no communicate here no on release here no so my main free say to me because we son onye bibia but on person side e wo side p esichire so a me mom de nka onya sa na ne ti so because obi nso betimi e de akọ request say special prosecutor so onye sa de onko eden onko ponya famra because untimi ntwa aboati o se medwa na wie na ne nan ne kon e da so sen so dwa na breko and also be sie mi a sie mi nya de enja me nan ho so me free say me imagine no was a special and e dey bi no san bu sai